top of that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Or is that just a mark in the map?
Well, that's a mark in the map. Yeah, but the wetland is not on here, but it's basically like right here.
It's funny how it just ends up right there. I guess everyone just rubbed their finger right here.
Yeah.
Like, this is where we're going.
I don't know. But yeah, there's no water on the map actually.
Oh, okay.
That's where we're this.
So we're sitting right here.
Yeah, we're right here.
He didn't know why I wasn't.
But I know.
How many did they call you?
Yes,
Did they
obviously.
see you too? And
I
they're
hope
like,
that. I hope as we're like scooping something cool, they're right there. Like, aha.
The one we need in our next
Yeah.
So we'll make our little journey right down the road. Again, it's like a 30-second drive less than that right down the road. We'll all park through here and we'll walk into the wetlands. We're here for blue-spotted salamanders, which are only found in Montauk. Probably they were found years ago in Moore's Woods in the North Fork. Got some records. These are all back to the 20s and 30s, and I have not found them really west of. Does everybody know where Cyril's is?
Yeah.
Was?
No.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the furthest west I found them, in recent years. So this is, one of the most beautiful salamanders you ever saw. This is one of only 2 places in the world that has the pure diploid blue-spotted salamander. Most places they hybridize with other salamanders, Jefferson salamanders, and so they interbreed. Anyway, look along, lift up some debris, logs, anything, right along the shore. If we're lucky, we'll see what's called the 4-toed salamander, which is the smallest salamander in the state of New York, which are common here at times. So we have a good, a reasonable chance to see one of them. These are my 2 experts from the museum. These are 2 trainees that are just learning how to do this. So they go out a lot helping. There are cases where I need to find habitat to make sure it's protected. The tiger salamander is endangered. You have to protect 500 feet around the whole pond, or 1,000 feet around 50% of the pond. So I've been able over the last 30 years to do a lot of protection. Also, if you're interested, anybody, if you're ever in the city, I have a climate change center at the Columbia University Law School, Sabin Center for Climate Change Law. If anybody's interested in climate change or climate, it's a wonderful center. It's probably the best in the country. So if anybody ever goes up, where Columbia University is, goes up there and they want to go, call them a museum and we'll set up for somebody to take you around and talk to you about climate change law, all this stuff. All right. Do I have any questions?
Oh, right here.
Yes, ma'am.
So, is there any way that the salamanders have anything that helps us see them other than a flashlight?
You need to see them?
Yeah.
Not at night. Unless you have one of those, special eyes like you see in the movies. You have to have a light. You don't have a light, huh?
No, he does.
Oh, you have a light, so what are you worried about? But walk along the edge of the pond, all your young kids. Lift over the little piece of wood, see if you can find this little tiny salamander that breeds this time of year.
The 4-toed, is that the one that the tail can break off?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're small.
Right.
It's the smallest salamander.
This big.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to collect these, you should know they make terrible pets and they die in captivity. So it's a waste of time and you're hurting the salamander. None of these salamanders really make good pets. We're able to keep them, we know at the museum, but they're not pets.
Very specific requirements.
Yeah,
and it's a big problem for amphibians, collection from the wild as well. So.
All right, everybody got lights?
Right, straight down this way. Take a right out of the parking lot. Straight down. You'll see us.
Let's go. Let's go.
Tonight's the night. I have a feeling we're gonna do well.
Come here, everyone.
bring them around so everybody can get a chance to see. No, I'm gonna put them in the critter keeper so we can see them from all angles because they have beautiful belly colors as well. We do see them here every year. We've only seen 2 blue-spotted so far this year. They kind of just started to move. There's actually the first ones we've seen in this wetland so far this year. They have a lot of the blue is kind of concentrated along the side there, along their costal grooves, which are the little grooves on their belly. This is the pure blue-spotted. He was swimming through the water in the pond. So these are mole salamanders. During most of the year, they're tucked away underground, feeding on insects, hanging out below the surface. During rainy nights this time of the year, they travel out of their burrows into these special pools where they breed, lay their eggs, have their babies. The reason these pools are so special is they dry partially at times of the year, so there's no fish in the pond, so it's a safe place for salamanders to breed without the fear of their eggs being eaten by fish. So these habitats are really important, really special. Hopefully we'll see a four-toed tonight too. They travel into these wetlands and they actually lay eggs and sit on the nest on little moss islands or underneath some logs. So hopefully we'll see one of those. Hopefully we'll see some more blue-spotteds. So mole salamanders are really hard to guess their population because there's not really a good way to survey for them and consistently see if they're there. So we're only seeing a small fraction of the salamanders that are actually in the pond right now. So it's really tough to actually guess how many are here. Something with a redback salamander, leadback, they're a lot easier to find, so we can kind of guess their populations.
Is this the first one you found in a while?
Last year was the first time, really. Yeah, they're seeing them in person. It's just incredible.
So this is a big moment, actually.
This is one of my favorite species to come look for. This is like, and coming out here, these pools are so special. Oh, we have our four-toed salamander, our second species. Thank you. You're gonna be surprised, I think, about how small they are. They have a slight constriction on their tail where they can drop it. They have a checkerboard belly pattern. Yep, on the underside. So what's really cool is most amphibians, right? Amphibian actually means double life. And most amphibians are born in the water and move on to land, like our blue-spotteds. They're born in the water, they move on to land. These salamanders, they lay their eggs on land, which is really cool. They sit on those eggs, and then once those eggs hatch, they kind of plop down into the water. Really, really cool species. Most salamanders aren't going to sit and guard their eggs. There are a few species, and this is one of them.